that's fine.
Darling, of course. Anyway, we're wasting hard drive space here.
Yeah.
So, I'm Shane.
Hi. Yeah, he's Shane, and I'm the
Shane.
other guy.
The guy with crabs.
Don't have crabs. Please stop telling people I have crabs. Like, people have started asking me now if I have crabs. I don't have crabs.
Yeah, sorry about it. I'm Shane, that's Jason. We are Beer and Games, and this is our first... Oh shit, we don't have a name for this podcast yet.
No, yeah. Shane invited me to talk about things and drink beer. I don't have beer, so I'm just here to talk about things.
Oh. Is that like, I came here to chew ass and kick gum, and I'm all out of ass?
Yeah, kind of. Except, without the ass.
Moving on. Oh wait, no, we still need to name it. We need to name the podcast.
Grumpy alcoholics say things. I don't know.
I like it.
Come on.
Grumpy alcoholics say things. There we go.
There we go. Welcome to the development process.
The creative process of the Beer and Games channel that mostly just involves mild-mannered arguments in a British fashion.
Yeah.
So, Battlefield 1. Have you seen
Looks
the trailer?
absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it looks brilliant.
I disagree.
Why?
I've never been a big fan of World War.
Oh, it looks absolutely fantastic.
based.
And the single player campaign is supposed to feature like an open world. Well, not an open world as such, but more open world than it's been. Yeah, they're going to feature like large, expansive, like the kind of maps you've seen in multiplayer. They're going to feature those in single player.
Like
Those
Germany.
little. They're not going to do the entirety of Germany, I don't think. But you know, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be brilliant, and you can get access to the beta as well if you're willing to buy the deluxe edition.
Oh yeah, but isn't it like $100 or something?
I don't know. It's really expensive. Like I wouldn't be buying it, but if you're really eager to play it, then yeah, you can grab hold of the beta.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't like I think that the beta should be free.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of betas, Overwatch beta by Blizzard received so many visitors that they have extended it for a day.
Oh,
received
really?
So many people playing the beta that they've extended it. Yeah.
The thing is, I don't like the idea behind Overwatch, because basically what they did is they had this idea to build this huge, expansive game, and they put years and years and years into it, and then they were like, no, we don't like this. This isn't what we wanted it to be, and they threw it all away, and they basically just made Team Fortress out of what was left. Basically,
I don't know a big fan of it either.
As a game, it looks fine, but I would rather have had that huge game that they bigged up for so long before, like, they downgraded it to Overwatch.
I don't like the look of it either, to be honest. But apparently the beta has done so well that they've decided to extend it, which is fantastic. Fair play to them.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just against the idea of paying for beta. It's like pre-orders. I don't like the idea of paying for a game, and then it could be whatever. But like, if you're paying for beta, you're paying for an unfinished product. You're basically testing their game for them, and you're saving their money.
Like early access in Steam.
Yeah, exactly.
Which,
like
to be honest, has annoyed me a few times. Picking up an early access title and never being finished. That's really annoyed me. Yeah,
completely. Like I picked up a game the other day. Now I won't name the game, but it was a game involving running, jumping hamsters. And I was looking at this game and I was like, yes, that is the future. Hamsters are amazing. And I bought this game, and within 6 minutes, I was asking for a refund because it just didn't run at all, and it was amazing how it managed to get on the Steam store. And the thing is, I run a Mac, and people will be like, oh, but you're going to game on a Mac, and why are you gaming on a Mac? But it's like...
Yeah.
Macs are really simple. There's basically one operating system to write stuff for, so when you buy something, even if it's in early access, you just sort of expect it to work. At least start the game and like properly do shit, but it crashed like 10 seconds in every time. I'm fucking frustrated talking about it now.
I honestly can't tell by your voice.
Yeah. Speaking of frustrated, there are a lot of people pissed off right now about the new CoD trailer.
I don't know. I mean, I've really lost interest in Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2. I think that's the last game I actually enjoyed all of the aspects for. I think after that I played Black Ops, and I liked the zombies on that, but that's it. That's all I liked on that. I didn't like the multiplayer. And since then, for me, it's just been reskin after reskin, to be honest. I just don't enjoy them anymore. Which is a real shame, because I spent a lot of time on Modern Warfare 2. I spent a lot of time on Modern Warfare 2.
The last CoD which I truly enjoyed was CoD 4. And for
Modern
me,
Warfare
no, CoD, well, was CoD 4 in Modern Warfare?
Oh yeah, CoD 4, yeah, it was called Modern Warfare. It's the one with the nuke in the storyline. It's been long enough that I don't need to say spoiler alert for that.
It was Modern Warfare 1, yeah. That was the last one which I really enjoyed. I thought that it revolutionised a genre, and then basically they've just been remaking CoD 4 for the past, 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah. Because I remember getting my hands on CoD 4 multiplayer. I genuinely thought it was amazing. Absolutely fantastic. And that's what got me into Call of Duties, and then after Modern Warfare 2, I just stopped enjoying them at all.
But yeah, they're releasing a what's the word? It's not a remake. It's like a remastered edition of CoD 4.
Good.
Along with CoD Infinite Warfare. But the caveat of that is they're making you pay £80 to buy both. You can't buy them separate.
You can't buy them separately.
No, you can't.
So what is that like? That'll be Infinite Warfare will be like 50 quid. So that's 30 quid for a remastered CoD 4. I'd rather just go back and play my original CoD 4.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'd rather skip Infinite Warfare entirely and have them just remaster CoD 4.
Yeah. If they're going to just remake the same game over and over again, they might as well just remake the same game.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just it just feels like what they do is they take the latest game that's got some sort of traction, like jetpacks have in the past 2 years, and they just sort of add that to their game. And it's such a small incremental change. It's like, why are they bothering making these games? There's no major graphics overhaul, no major AI overhaul. I don't see where the value proposition is in buying COD every year, apart from the fact that you get to retain your 360 no-scope top position on a leaderboard. I think my biases are slightly showing there, but
yeah, no,
pouring a drink?
I haven't enjoyed them for a long time.
Oh,
sorry about that. My
speaking
cat
of
just tried to eat my foot.
Games, though. Your foot?
Carry on.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of remaking games, though, WoW Legacy servers are possibly going to be a thing.
Yeah, we're really hoping so. The team from Nostalrius have gone to meet up with Blizzard, haven't they? But
yeah,
I mean,
well, actually,
if you've been following it, I don't think we're going to get them anywhere. I mean, you think you do,
I have been
but
following
you don't.
It so closely. This is something really close to my heart. I played Nostalrius. Yeah. I'm playing Chronos 2 now, despite the fucking DDoS problems they're having and the long 2-hour long wait queues that that I'm having to wait in to get into the game. The story of it is basically they went to meet the Blizzard team, and it was sort of like a pre-meeting, and in that Blizzard basically said, don't give away any of your stuff or we stop talking instantly. But they're inviting them back to talk specifically about the idea of legacy servers, and they released a poll. I'm not sure if it was today or yesterday. Just saying do you want to play WoW? Do you want to play WoW Classic? Would you pay for it? All of this stuff. And I actually did a poll of my own that I'll sort of put here. You can't see this because you're not on screen, but I'll put here and show you guys what the results that were. And basically, for Jason, who hasn't seen this yet, I asked Gamers Unite, if an official World of Warcraft Legacy server was released, would you pay it? Now, interestingly, so I only got 11 votes, so the sample set is so low. Please follow us. We need more votes. The sample set was so low, but only one person said no. Now, there's a bias to that, obviously, because the kind of people who are going to respond to this are most likely to be interested in WoW. But we'll just take the consideration of those people who said yes, and we'll ignore the people who said no. Now, of those people who said yes, 45% of them would pay for it, based on the answers. And, 50% actually would pay for it, based on the answers, and the other 50% would only play if it was free. But 50%, that's a lot of money that Blizzard could make by doing this. If you look at RuneScape, it's like if they're on 07
but I mean, they've spent they've spent a long time developing these expansions and things like that, and they've been slowly losing their user base. And I think it's just because they don't want to admit to themselves that it's because they've been slowly killing their own game.
Well, since Cataclysm, it's been going downhill, really. They actually stopped publishing user numbers last year because it's got so low, but if you look at the graph, it's been dropping like 20-30% every year for the past like 3 or 4 years now. And I actually think that the only reason why they're talking about this now is because they've lost so many people.
It's because the user base is so low now, yeah.
I don't know if it's so low, I just think it's like, everyone is so disconnected. Like, so if you look at Vanilla WoW, sorry, one second, I'm going to cough, I'll cut this out. Sorry. Yeah, if you look at Vanilla WoW and what Vanilla WoW had, it was slow. It was a very slow game. You've been playing on Chronos. You've experienced how slow Vanilla WoW was. But if you wanted to get from A to B, it was running using a running mount, like a fast running mount, or using a flight point. And what that actually does is that hurts everyone. So you have to consider, first of all, the world area was much smaller in Vanilla WoW. So you've got like 5,000 people compressed into a small area of Kalimdor or the Eastern Kingdoms. And in that area, most people would converge around areas that had flight points or in inns and things like that. Whereas, like, Burning Crusade came out, boom, flying mounts. Okay, they were expensive as fuck, and not that many people had them at the beginning. But as soon as flying mounts came into the game, PvP died. Because you couldn't hit people who were flying in the air, and people would swoop down, gank someone, fly off. There was no danger getting from point A to point B. You couldn't be attacked in the middle, you just got to where you wanted to get to. Further on in the game, you had things like LFR and LFG, looking for raid and looking for group, and they meant that you didn't have to interact with the community to get into a raid, which is nice because it saves you a lot of time and you don't have problems with people disappearing after you've spent 2 hours trying to find a healer. But it meant you didn't have to talk to anyone. And then Draenor came out, Warlords of Draenor, and you had the Garrison, which is an instanced area for just your player character. So all of a sudden, instead of people being converged in a city together and dealing with their business, you would just be in your own instance world, basically, and not interacting with anybody unless they're in your guild. So you don't see anybody anymore. Everyone's flying around, the cities are all empty, PvP zones are all empty. What's the point?
I mean, there's still a lot of people still outside the auction house. But even that has gone really slow as well.
You say a lot of people, but if you go to an average world, you go to the auction house, the average realm, and you go to an auction house, you've got like, 20-30 people stood there maybe? Everybody else sort of filtered around. It's like, do you remember the glorious days of WoW? Like, I don't know how early you played it, man, but going to...
I think just before Cataclysm launched, I remember, my laptop crashing and burning in Goldshire. just outside the inn, because there were too many people there.
I played vanilla, and I was Horde way back in the day when I started. I was an undead rogue, as I'm playing now on Chronos 2, and on vanilla, Orgrimmar was full. It was just full all the time of players. So many players, hundreds of players, thousands of players. Thousands is an overstatement, but you get my point. High hundreds.
Yeah.
And it's just insane. You don't see that anymore. You go to a capital city and there's like 40 people in the entire fucking zone. And I think the problem with WoW isn't that people are leaving. It's that even before people left, it felt empty.
Yeah, it's just less ways to connect to people. People are, they're making it easier for you to find groups and things, but that means that you don't really have to talk to anyone more, like you said.
Mm-hmm. The thing for me, though, is that WoW is very microtransaction driven now. Like, you can pay $60 and jump... Sorry, £60, I think, actually. And jump from level 1 to level 90 level 100 straight away.
Yeah. Last time I played, actually, I paid for a subscription and they said I had a free level 90 boost. Like, just for buying the game and subscribing, I had a free 90 boost. Why would you give a brand new player who has no idea what they're doing a boost to level 90? Like, I could have been anywhere. I could not even know the fucking buttons, and boom.
It takes a long
I don't even need to play the game. I finished it. Who cares? That's the entire point. That's the entire point of an RPG game is the adventure of getting from level 0 to level whatever it ends at.
I agree. I completely agree. But the thing is,
It's
with
ridiculous.
WoW, for me, the main concern with having something like that where...
Okay. Yeah,
For me,
that was well said.
for me though, the main concern with having something like that where you can just jump from new player to level 90 instantly to basically practically maximum level, and then after that you can get to max level in what, 4 or 5 days maybe, is that you haven't earned that. You haven't earned the right to play with those people.
Well, it's not just that though. I mean, starting at level 90, the only groups that you can get in are groups that are also level 90, and some of those obviously will be people who have spent a lot of time working on those characters.
Yeah,
and it's going to be frustrating for
takes,
them.
like
starting a
month
raid, a
maybe
really
to get to
difficult
level
raid.
90.
Yeah, starting a really difficult raid or someone with a group of level 90s, and one of them doesn't even know the buttons because they've only just joined the game.
Well, the thing is, level 90 isn't max level. The max level is 100, right? So you still need to level from 90 to 100. But I don't know. I don't think that a few days of leveling qualifies you to be taking part in raids, even LFR raids. I think that the people who haven't played the game and jump straight to end game content without really understanding any of the stuff that's going on, I just miss the days of Black Temple attunement and things like that. It just feels
nostalgia
like
is like crack for old people.
Yeah, but it just feels like they don't
That's
make
all it
people
is.
work for it anymore. And I'm not pissed off because I had to work for it. I'm just pissed off because I want to. I want them to bring out
they're
new
missing
games.
out.
It's a bit difficult.
It's not that. It's people who pay for the jump straight to the end. They're missing out on the core experience of the game.
Yeah. WoW is about the lore. As a game, it's actually pretty substandard these days. It's been the
But
same
when
game for a long time.
People buy a copy, Blizzard are basically saying, "Here, you don't even need to play it." It's ridiculous. It's just not. It's just not something I wanted to see.
You can buy gold now with real life money, and it's just like.
But you've been able to do that
diminishes
for
your
years with
achievement.
shady websites.
Well, yeah, but it was different because it wasn't sanctioned by Blizzard. It just feels like they're diminishing all the work that you put in. It's like, oh great, so I can spend 3 weeks farming gold to get this really cool mount, and I can really put a lot of effort in and put like 200 hours into it. Oh, or that guy can just go work a job for an hour and afford it, and it's like, I have a good paying job, but I would never buy any of this stuff because it just feels like cheating.
It robs you of the experience.
It's a cheat code based on your status in real life.
It just robs you of your experience, that's all.
It frustrates me that games have reached this point now. It really does.
Yeah.
Let's move on because I'm getting really emotional about this shit.
Alright, the newest Fallout 4 expansion is the largest Bethesda have ever created and released. Which is very, very nice.
You jumped right into that, mate.
Yeah, I just jumped straight into that. I want to talk about Fallout 4. It's absolutely fantastic. Have you played it yet?
I have not, embarrassingly enough. I just haven't got around to buying
shameful.
it. I know.
Shameful.
I've
I was really
watched a lot of videos on Twitch.
Yeah, it's a really good game. I was really looking forward to the whole town building aspect, but it turns out you can only build it in certain spots, which was a little bit upsetting.
Hang on.
But it's absolutely fantastic game.
We just step back a second. We've just been complaining about garrisons in WoW, and your opener for Fallout 4 is, I'm really looking forward to the town building exercises that come with this game.
Yeah.
That's some Facebook game level shit right there, man.
I know. It's fantastic. No, it's the town building aspect of it is absolutely fantastic. You can build your own little town and have it connected to your other towns, and like traders come in and bandits try to raid you and stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. Yes, it is. It is basically inside Fallout, and it's absolutely fantastic. I won't have you put it down. It's absolutely fantastic.
I am just sick of people inviting me to play Candy Crush Saga, and I think it's made me a little bit cynical about the whole thing, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, sucks for you.
But at least when you buy a new computer, you might actually be able to run it, because... fucking cough, I'm so sorry.
That's alright.
Because Nvidia have just announced their new graphics cards.
Oh yeah, faster than a such and such. God, I had this in my
Oh,
head. And it's gone.
information. It's the
Yeah,
GTX 1080
just like
and
that
1070.
exposition, yeah.
And yeah, apparently it's faster than a Titan X, but slightly
nice.
slower than an SLI 980, I think.
What's the pricing on it though?
$600, which is cheap, really cheap.
What is that
Or-
in GBP? Like 400 or so?
Yeah, or the GTX 1070, which is like the slightly beefed down version, but also faster than the Titan, which is insane. $400.
Yeah.
That's like £300. In fact, I
Yeah,
want to know
that's
how
not
much
bad at
that
all.
is. How much is USD 400 in GBP? £277 and 19p. That is so cheap for a
Fantastic.
graphics card, faster than a
Yeah.
Titan X.
That is absolutely fantastic.
And apparently, it has a special way of processing stuff where it's a lot faster at rendering like duplicate images. So things
Yeah.
like fuck,
Things like coughing. Yeah.
things like
Absolutely.
coughing, things like what's the word I'm looking for? Virtual reality. Things like VR are going to be way better for rendering on these cards, apparently. So they say. I don't know how much substance there is to that claim.
I don't know. I haven't tried VR yet, and I don't think that I will anytime soon.
Honestly, the only thing that I want a faster graphics card to do is to make it so that Nintendo can finally release a lifelike, fully 3D Pokemon game.
Yeah,
fucking love
actually,
that
that
shit.
sounds fantastic. Yeah.
I want to see like some slimy Grimer getting its ass handed to it by a fucking Ivysaur or something
Bulbasaur.
that's got like fucking little like bulbs coming out of its back and shit like that. I want 3D Pokemon and not the fucking shitty one on like a handheld console. I want
On a
like
DS,
a
yeah.
PC quality 3D Pokemon.
Well, I hope they deliver that for you.
Me too. I'm gonna write loud.
I don't know what to add to that.
Yeah, well, whatever. Although, if you think about Pokemon, it's kind of a sad story. It's basically a story of like animal abuse, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you capture these
Some
animals
people use
against
them
their
to
will.
fight.
You squeeze
Yeah.
them through some fucking Doctor Who level physics bullshit into like
Yeah,
a tiny
TARDIS
ball.
bullshit.
And then whenever you meet somebody's eyes in the street, you try
You
to
have to
make your
fight them,
Pokemon
yeah.
knock out their Pokemon.
Kill theirs, yeah.
Oh
Wonderful.
my god, speaking of killing Pokemon, I heard this really sad story the other day. So
That was an odd transition.
no, it isn't, right? Because it's about
That was-
Pokemon. I was reading a Pokemon article about theories about Pokemon. Do you know when
Yeah.
you're in the original Pokemon games, you're on the SSN, right? And
Yeah.
you meet your rival, whatever you call them, Red. I used to call him Buttface.
I used to call him Ass Clown. Yeah.
Arse Clown. We'll go with Arse Clown. So you meet Arse Clown,
Mm.
and Arse Clown wants to battle you. And he has a Cubone, right?
Yeah.
I think he has a Cubone. He has something anyway. And you if you beat him, regardless of if you beat him after that fight, he never uses that Pokemon again. That Cubone, right?
Right.
When you go to the Pokemon Tower, he's there, and like the text of what he says is really sad, and it's really like weird
Like, what
for
does he
what
say?
like it's. I can't remember the exact words, but it's totally off for what he normally says. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that Cubone that was in his party is never seen again. And for the rest of the game, he only has up to
Yeah, we
5
killed his
Pokemon.
Cubone.
Yeah, so the theory is that the player character, the game character, killed Ass Clown's Cubone.
I couldn't say that without grinning, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, I was grinning as
Killed
well
the
as
Ass Clown's Cubone. Yeah. That was fantastic. I really tried to hold it in. I hope I don't look like a retard doing that.
Ass Clown's Cubone, brought to you by the Beer and Game Show.
Yeah.